Hello and welcome to Phone a Friend News with the Ambassadors of Gaming. I am one of your two hosts, Chris.
I'm Michael.
And this is, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is where we just pick a few articles from gaming websites and we're just going to talk about them, say what we feel about them. We are definitely not taking credit for any of this news, that this was posted by other people. And I guess I'm going to go first. Um, so we have Nintendo with uh, with mobile games.
Hmm.
If I recall, they have a company that they own called DNA that has started.
Partnership. Partnership. It's a
I'm
partnership.
sorry,
They're partnering with DNA.
they're partnering with
DNA.
DNA.
Yes.
Pardon me, they're partnering with DNA, and DNA is basically going to be designing mobile games. Um, Now, for some people, they think that that means that like iconic Nintendo characters, like oh, we might get Super Mario Bros. On iOS or Android. I don't think that, but I'm going to go ahead and let Mike talk first.
Um. Well, the first one's a social app, kind of like the PlayStation app and the Xbox app. It's just called Tomo. So I think it's just like you said. It's just the Mii's. It's just like a social place for the Mii's, like Miiverse, but for your phone. Um. They did say they want to put mobile games on there. I mean, they're putting a Pokemon game on mobile, technically, Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, yeah,
So
but I'm pretty sure that's not produced by Nintendo. I think that's produced by the Pokemon Company.
and the company is Nintendo is expected to launch 4 additional games by 2017, and the company is also partnering with the Pokemon Company and former Google subsidiary Niantic Labs. Yeah, but Pokemon owns the Pokemon Company, correct?
You mean Nintendo?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Nintendo owns the Pokemon Company. It's just like a subsidy.
I don't think they own the Pokemon Company. I think that they just have the rights to make their games or to produce their games because I know that Game Freak makes them.
They used to. They don't make them anymore.
Oh, they don't.
No, I think the
News to
last
me.
one they made was before Black and White. I think no, Black and White I think were the last one. I know X and Y for sure wasn't made by Game Freak.
All right, well that just leaves Black and White then. Um, but basically, no, I don't believe. I don't believe Nintendo owns the Pokemon Company. I believe that they just produce their games.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
they do. If
I
I'm wrong, please let me
I
know.
just
I'm not
assumed
sure.
Nintendo owned all their exclusives, like
Yeah.
Mario, Zelda, all that kind of shit.
Well, but I want to know what you think about it.
Oh, I think we'll get like kind of generic mobile versions of games. Maybe they'll try some like maybe Nintendo can get all the wacky like weird shit they want to do out on mobile. Seeing
oh
as
yeah,
how they'll probably put them out for free with like bullshit microtransactions because that's usually how mobile games go. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do like those silly ridiculous games they want to make on the mobile instead of just putting them out on their consoles and wasting resources at Nintendo themselves. It's not a waste, but they can use the resources at Nintendo to make something else other than the wacky weird game that DNA is making.
yeah.
Something like that.
My thought on this, and I feel like plenty of people agree with me on this. Nintendo consoles, now the Wii U is doing bad enough right now as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I definitely feel like they won't like let's say after the NX comes out, whatever that will be, a new Super Mario Bros. Comes out for it.
Mm-hmm.
And now some people go, well, is that coming to mobile too? And my honest opinion is no,
No.
absolutely not. And if it does, it will be an extremely neutered version. Um, what I think will happen is I think we'll have some unique games. But I think they'll maybe just feature Nintendo characters as opposed to being a copy of Super Mario Bros. Because then no one will want to buy the NX or no one will buy the 3DS if they can get the majority of like the really good games that
Well,
Nintendo that some people own a Nintendo for in themselves, like Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario Maker. If they make those available on a mobile platform, they'll go like, well, I could just buy it for like however much it'll be on the game store or on the app store. instead
Hmm.
of going out and spending $200 or $300 or $400 on a new console to play that game.
Well, they're not gonna shoot themselves in the foot by putting their new games on the console. I'm saying when I was saying Super Mario Bros, I'm talking about like maybe the original Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, I have the
Uh,
original Super Mario Bros. On my 3DS.
but no, from what I understand, the mobile games will be, uh, yeah, like you said, kind of like skins of other mobile games, probably, or they'll just be their own thing. The From what I understand, the mobile will be the mobile, the console games will be the console games. They're not gonna like exchange. They're just gonna be their own two things.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you'll get the mobile games on the mobile, and you get the console games on the console, but they won't cross pollinate.
Yeah.
So
Like I think the example you gave earlier was Temple Run. I mean, I
yeah,
doubt that that might be an actual game that one made, but I'm talking just like just some. I guess you could even say like indie games, like
mm-hmm.
games that you would expect on a mobile, like games that are really cool on a mobile. It would really be really stupid on a console. Like
yeah,
my best example is Ski Safari.
yeah.
I have Ski Safari on my phone, and I love it on my phone. It really helps me when I'm bored. But would I ever play that on a console? Like, no. There's so
No.
many better games on a console to play. So definitely neutered games or games of a totally different kind featuring Nintendo characters.
Hmm.
And then what you brought up, that game that allows you to use Mii's, which that makes me wonder if somehow you'll be able to sync your gaming account on Nintendo to this
To the
application.
app. Well, my assumption is Nintendo's talked about creating. They already have like the Wii U, whatever, the Nintendo account thing. I don't know what it's called,
Yeah,
but from what I've heard, is the NX is supposed to focus on online play much more than the Wii U did. So they're actually going to launch like a PSN, Xbox Live kind of thing. So
yeah,
that would be a good way to check things. You know what I mean? Like how the
yeah. I get you.
PlayStation Network has the PlayStation app and then Xbox has the Smart Glass app. I feel like that the Mitomo thing might just be, a setup thing for when the NX launches, and then they're like, well, Mitomo works with it, and you can do this and that with Mitomo. We've made these updates. You can check in on your friends, see what your friends are doing, things like
Yeah.
things like that. Maybe send messages like you can on the other apps. At least that's my theory. I'm hoping that's how it goes. But I know nothing about obviously the NX, and we don't know anything about their online structure or how any of that's gonna go. So
I'm like biting my lip, and I just looked at myself on camera, and I look freaking awful. I'm just biting my lip. Um, Before we leave this topic, I definitely want to say the biggest thing I'm waiting for regarding Nintendo and mobile gaming is Pokemon Go.
hmm
That is
um
that will be something awesome. But why don't we move on to the indie game?
yes, the indie game that came out. I think it came out on January 12th. That's what this article from Business Insider is dated as. And the game is called That Dragon, Cancer. And the reason it is named that is because the game developer named Ryan Green lost his 5-year-old son Joel to a brain tumor in March of 2014. And he created the game as a simulation for how he spent his time with his son during, the time that they had together before, obviously he unfortunately lost him. And it goes through multiple scenes of them playing at a playground, spending time with his parents. They have scenes from him going to chemo and radiation therapy, and there's actually voice lines recorded by him himself, his wife, and Joel, actually his son, are all included in the game. So
I think that's a really like cute gesture.
mm,
Like especially having game development skills. He used those skills to memorialize his son.
exactly,
Um, that is a definitely a huge deal.
it's
I myself have not played the game, but from what you tell me, it's point and click, and it's basically kind of like a point and click adventure game. And I would say like what comes to mind is a point and click horror game, but without the horror aspect.
yeah, it's just uh fuck, you didn't play it, but it's kind of like everybody's going to the Rapture with less free movement, where you're just kind of going along and the story's being told to you.
Sure.
And it's the art style is weird because it's very polygonal, Like they're not everything's not all rounded. It's like shaped in edges and stuff like that, and the characters don't have facial features. Like Joel has no features at all on his face. It's just a blank face. And then the father has glasses on him and like a goatee, but no facial features.
I understand
It's
what
kind
you're
of weird,
saying. They're just,
but
yeah, I get you.
it's an interesting styling, and the fact, yeah, I do like that he, I mean, obviously it's a son he cared for him very much, and I think it's important to remember in any way possible. And I've seen a lot of, I've seen a few people play this, but I refuse to watch it all the way through because I know it's just gonna make me sad. I know it's just gonna break my heart, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, games like that. I am not and have never thought of myself as masculine. I
Mm.
am a movie crier. I am a huge baby. I slipped outside on ice the other day and landed on the step that goes up to my apartment outside, and I almost cried. Like
Because you busted
I
your
was in
ass.
so much pain. But the point I'm trying to make is playing a game like that would definitely tug at my heartstrings.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I kind of want to go play it. I might go buy it and play it. I'll be honest. But
The
if
only
I
reason I
cry,
want to play it is
don't be
to,
sad.
I guess, to show the person that made it, like, yeah, we're talking about it, but maybe actually playing it like means something, even if it's only for a little bit. Like he made
Yeah.
this game for people to see what went on. He put
Mm,
a lot of heart and soul into that game. And
yeah.
I feel like just playing it, or even just playing it just for a little while, would definitely be like a at least if I designed it, I can say that that would be a really big deal to me if someone played a game that I had
Yeah.
poured like my life into. Um, so definitely, we'll end that note with definitely, it certainly is unique, and that is an amazing memorial. It really is
Exactly.
for someone especially in game design. I don't know if he's in game design or not, or what he does for a job, but it definitely is it's something it's a big little thing. The game
Yeah.
itself played it most likely won't be life changing, but it will make you think a lot. And I do love those games that really make you think,
Mm,
like, well, what if I was in this situation, or
exactly.
how would I feel, or how would I take on this situation? And
Well, I think part of the reason he did it. Sorry, I would just want to add one more thing. I think the reason he did it specifically was for other people that have lost people to cancer. Maybe as something they can cope with. And, like,
yeah,
because the group therapy thing is like a giant thing, connecting with people that understand your pain. And so I think that was his real intention. But before we continue on with this or move on, it's only available on Mac and PC as of right now.
yeah. Um, so definitely, yeah, I've dragged this on a little longer, but my last note definitely Um, I lost my train of thought. Um, I'm sure that in designing that game, he had to have, you know, I'm sure that kind of had to reopen wounds that he was already
Mm,
trying to like heal. And like you said, I'm sure it's for people that are coping. So, if the creator of that game ever watches this stream, which he probably won't, but if he ever does, you're someone's hero most likely. You're
mm.
so you're helping people who are going through this loss. So thank you, whoever you are, and we'll move on to a little happier note. Amazon Prime.
I love Amazon Prime.
Michael has Amazon Prime. I do not. I don't order enough things off Amazon to use it. Um, however, my camera stand is Amazon Prime though.
It
Thank you,
is.
Michael. Mine's better than yours.
Oh, sadness.
Um, but basically, they have this thing. I don't know if it's temporary or if it's like a permanent thing, but if you pre-order a game or buy a game new, I believe how long was the deadline after the game was released?
Two, th- the it is physical versions of the game during pre-order through 2 weeks after the release date.
through 2 weeks after the release date, I believe they give you 10% off.
20%.
Okay,
20% off. That's
but wait, there's more. 20%.
it's fucking ridiculous.
That is, as Donald Trump would say, and I'm quoting Jimmy Fallon, huge,
Dude,
huge.
it is quite ridiculous.
But for people that are purchasing games like frequently or when it's game season, and I say game season because a lot of the big name titles, the huge titles come out toward the end of the year. At least that's what I've experienced. A lot of big titles definitely come out anywhere between September all the way to November.
Mm.
Um, at least a lot of the console games anyway, which is what I am and what
Mm.
Michael is. But I could see this definitely being a huge option. Say you buy two Wii U games, both $50 each,
Mm.
um, and buy Halo or Call of Duty, which is going to be like $60 each, or maybe if you get the season pass, could go all the way up to $100. You could save so much money.
Mm.
That
Exactly.
that is insanity. That is so much money.
Hold on one second here. I want to do some addition. I was reading some things about it, because some people were complaining about shipping pricing. See now.
Okay, I'm gonna attack this one head on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm gonna use an example from where I work. I am a server at a restaurant,
Okay.
and so many people, so many people come in, and let's say we're in a huge rush, and someone comes in on a Saturday night, and they wonder why their food is taking longer than 5 or 10 minutes. Um, and it dawns on them, and I said I did the same thing before I worked there, that they don't understand the line of work that we're in.
Exactly.
There's a lot more happening than just like waiting on your food. There's people cooking it. There may be issues. We may have a grill down. We may be missing people, employees. Um, and I feel the same thing goes to Amazon. A lot of people complain about things taking longer to deliver than they do. And unfortunately, we don't know the job. And I'm sure that if Amazon could deliver as fast as they could, they would. Shipping can only do so much because once Amazon ships it, it's out of their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Or unless they have their own private delivery service, but I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm pretty sure the majority of the time they use USPS or UPS.
But they have drones also.
Okay,
Amazon
the
has
drones are in
fucking
prototype.
drones.
The, the drones are in prototype, and
But
you know it.
sorry, I kept hitting that. So I'm looking here. For a test run, I hit Uncharted. I went to Uncharted, put it in a cart, put it for 2 free day shipping from Amazon Prime. So it says you'll get it on the release date. What time you'll get it on the release date depends on your carrier, what time you normally get your mail, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But checkout total is $51.83. Not too shabby for a brand new game that's not even out. $51.83 for a $60 game.
That's not bad at all.
It saves you
And I'm pretty sure,
like 10
isn't it
bucks.
if you're Amazon Prime, don't you get like free 2 day shipping too?
Yeah, exactly. So the shipping's free. So I don't even know why I looked that up because some people were complaining about shipping, and I was like, Amazon Prime shipping's free. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
so it does. If you're ordering a giant quantity of games, it's it might be worth your while to invest in Prime because it's 50. No, it's fuck. It's like $110 a year. But it's worth it if you're ordering a lot of stuff. It'd be worth it. Sit
if
down
you're
with
a
your
big online orderer,
financials.
yeah.
Yeah, if you sit down with your financials and you look at how much you spend in shipping and how much you spend on games, and look at it and see if that $110 is really going to save you, because at least it has for me, especially with time. Because of fuck, sorry, I got an error real quick. Where was I going with that?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Oh, anyways, Prime. That's right, Prime. It saved me time.
What are you holding?
I'm holding the microphone to this headset that I'm wearing. I have like OCD with my hands. I always have to be doing stuff, especially because I'm not vaping right now while we're recording. So, but yeah, so Prime's 2 free day shipping, and then you get that extra 20% off, which equates to $11.68 on a $60 game.
That is huge.
That's $11.68 is a lot of money. Now, granted, the tax adds on another $4, so you're saving $7, but still $7 is seven
Siri heard me
dollars.
say that's huge.
Oh, Siri like that. Siri
Yeah,
likes things that are huge.
Siri woke
Apparently.
up.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good deal. I have Prime already, so it's just like an added thing on what I already have, so I'm not complaining.
I'm big for midnight releases. I'm your nerd's nerd. Like I've got
Yeah.
pop figures all around my house. I've got the Flash and the Reverse Flash right in front of my monitor. I've got Captain Cold on top of my refrigerator.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just your nerd's nerd, so I love to go to midnight releases.
Yeah.
That's just me. Um, I want to get the game and play it as soon as I get it. That's me.
Hmm.
Not everyone's like that. Some people are completely cool waiting until the next day. Um, and if that's you, Amazon Prime, like this whole Amazon thing could be awesome. If it's not, then stick with going to your midnight releases or buying it the morning it comes out if you don't want to trust shipping. But keep in mind, I'm sure Amazon does its best with their shipping, and if it's not there the immediate day you order it, unfortunately, say la vie.
Yeah,
Um,
what are you gonna do?
and then I'll let you go ahead and talk about our last subject
Okay, the last subject. So, um,
because I know nothing about it.
yeah, previously the CD Projekt Red talked about Witcher 3's new expansion and it being huge and being better than the main game. So they went on to elaborate about that a little bit. And the upcoming expansion will feature a new area that is comparable to Novigrad, Skellig, and Velen. And to be fair, so in comparison, for you to understand, those maps when you're riding on horse, if you're not running fast travel, usually take you about. It took me somewhere between 40 minutes and an hour to go across the map. So they're like relatively large maps.
That's huge.
Yeah, so they're adding another one. And it says to rival the size of those found in the base game. According to Mikhail Plako. Yeah, I'm not going to try to read that because it's too Polish for me to pronounce it correctly. He says he added that the expansion should feel more refined because the team was able to make it with the sum of all the experiences we gained when creating Wild Hunt. They originally told Eurogamer Italy, translated by Only SP, that Blood and Wine, the new expansion, would be even better than the main game, but later clarified the statement. So it basically you're getting a giant expansion. It's normal expansion price, from what I understand, $20, I think. I want to
That's
say
not bad.
no, not at all. For basically, what you're getting is another addition to the story. From what I understand, this is also supposed to be the last story involving Geralt, the main character, as the main protagonist. He might be in future Witcher games, but he won't be the main protagonist. He's been the main protagonist of 1, 2, 3, and then the expansions.
Makes
So
sense. If you
this
want a
is like
game
their
to keep
farewell.
going, you got to change it up eventually.
Yeah. So
Um,
I hope they don't kill him off, because I only played Witcher 3 and I only played like 20 hours of it, and I was like, I like Geralt.
I
He's
doubt
pretty
they'll kill him
he's pretty
off. That's bad
badass.
storytelling, especially for a fan favorite character.
Sure.
I mean, and when I say fan favorite, I mean if you play Witcher, you obviously like the main character.
To be fair, I didn't read any of the books.
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
Witcher is a game based off of books.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
Hmm.
that either until I looked up The Witcher, and that they came up with the whole fucking book list when I first was going to look at the game before it came out, and I was like, "Oh shit!" It's actually The Witcher. I guess is part of Polish folklore, and then
Mm.
it was made by a Polish game developer. I was like, well, that's probably because not a lot of people outside of Poland probably knew that mythology. So those people probably had read those growing up, or read them somewhere along the line in school, and were like, "Dude, this would be an awesome game. Why don't we make this a game?"
Right. Yeah.
Which they did, and it's fucking awesome. Then again, I would compare it as The Witcher is like Harry Potter to the Polish. That's how I would compare it. Okay, you're
Okay.
speechless. He's like, I don't know shit about Harry Potter either, so
I do not
I'm
care for
fucking
Harry Potter. I
lost.
watched the first movie, didn't like it. Halfway through the second one, gave up. It's
Well,
not my cup of tea. I understand it's the second best-selling book.
guess who's getting
Right
roasted?
now.
Boom, roasted. The internet's gonna fucking roast you.
I'm sorry.
I said boom, roasted. The internet's gonna fucking roast you for not
I
knowing
know
Harry Potter.
it's okay. Everyone's allowed to have an opinion. I'm not saying that it's not successful. I mean,
No.
obviously, I'm not saying I don't know why that book made so much money. Why those books made so much money because they suck. I'm saying that they were not my cup of tea. But
I read the
uh,
books. I like the books, but they just got too fucking long for me to read. And the last one I read was like the fourth one. And I was like, I'm done at 700 pages. I'm done. I'm good.
yep,
I don't want to read anymore.
then they lost their throne to a abusal porno book abusal porno book. Um,
What?
but that is a discussion for another time. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you like, check up on us every now and then. We'll probably be uploading some of this. Mike will upload some of him. Mike will upload some of his gameplay, and I will definitely be doing another Call of Duty highlights and maybe some Destiny stories, depending on who wants what. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye, friends. Oh, I can't find the stop recording.